What is up, YouTube? Today we are back with another Guild War video against a guild that we've seen before. I believe this is Cold of Winter, but we have seen them a few times this season, and I think that they are going for a Hall of Fame push, so they haven't been inting too much. But nonetheless, if there's anyone from the guild that watches my videos, I'd love to hear from you guys. Are you guys making a Hall of Fame push, or just you guys are just very competitive and really good gear? I don't know. I'd like to find out. But anyways, without further ado, let us jump straight into the first Guild War attacks of today and try to do some different stuff. We'll see. All right, let's go ahead. Alrighty guys, so for round number 1, we're going to be fighting against Amid, Kisei, and Mercedes. A comp that we've seen many times before, and I know that you guys have seen me do Terranor Royal Guard, but we're going to do it a little bit differently here today. I'm going to be going with a Talentless on a full tank build, which I will be putting up on screen now. And as you can see from the stats, you just want to have as much bulk as possible. You want to have Tagahel's Ancient Book. Now, one thing about this defense, Amid can be on the Soul Stealing artifact for Soul Weaver, so you want to make sure that you keep this in mind if you are going to be running this type of attack. Secondly, we're going to be having BBK here on a F-Res build that I have for PvP, and I put on Elias because my RB is going to be going first so that he can remove them from 100% HP, and then the Elias is going to have a lot of value there. And basically, you just want to have some ER. I think 150 is relatively okay, but nonetheless, it should be fine. RB, as you can see, we have a full damage build. We want to have Portrait of the Saviors because if you use Alexa's Basket, chances are if it doesn't proc, you basically have no artifact on, so that's not very good. So we want to have full damage, attack boots. If you can go 5k 350, that'd be even better, but I really don't think, and I haven't seen that needing to be the case most of the time. For round number 2, we're going to be attacking a Rand, Sylvian, Sage Vivian, and Remnant Violet. So this is a pretty standard defense, I think, in my head. So I'm going to be opting with this Troublemaker Crozet, and we're going to be running Bastion of Perlucia so that we can give an extra level of survivability for the Spirit Eye Celine. And obviously Celine's positioning is in the back. Rowana is going to be on a standard build as you guys have seen before. Now we are going to be running Guardian Ice Crystals, and you may be wondering why are we running this instead of Celestine? Well, the main thing is if the Rylet moves first and hits the Celine, and they're all like very fast, the Guardian Ice Crystal basically gives us an extra layer of protection along with the Bastion of Perlucia, because realistically the only lose condition here is your Celine dying, so you just want to give her as much protection as possible. Here's the Celine build. It's going to be on a Lifesteal and Pen Set build. We will want to have Symbol of Unity so that we have higher chances of hitting the Rylet sooner than later. We are kind of running against the clock. If we never hit the Violet, we're going to be in big trouble. So we want to give ourselves as many odds as possible in hitting. And yeah, it should be good. So let's go ahead and start the first battle. Alright, so we can see that the Amid's actually moving first, and it's a relatively fast Kisei, but not fast enough to contest the first turn. Magic for Friends does proc as expected. Pretty decent damage. And it is Fan of Light and Dark. So the Kisei shouldn't be able to kill the Talentless here, I would think. And as you guys can see, it is a injury Mercedes. So if we went Terranor Royal Guard, we actually probably could have lost. So we want to take the speed screenshot, and I think this change also is really good, Smelgate. This is actually a really good change, so I'm glad that they added this. And we're just going to go for the Soulburn S3 on the RB so that we can remove them from 100% HP. And I guess Amid could just die. And we're going to kill this off here. And unfortunately, RIP Pillis. Rest in peace. And this is going to kill off the Mercedes. And that's it. Worthy sacrifice, I guess you might say. Now, looking at round number 2, it's Double-Edged Crescent on the Remnant Violet. And the Ran is 15k HP, so I'm going to assume it's on a effectiveness build. It might be effectiveness, so you want to take the speed screenshot here. If it's 15k HP, I would assume that it is effectiveness, but anyways, we're just going to push S3 here. Now, we are Death Broken on the T-Crozet, so we do need to cleanse that off. So we're going to do the S3 to push the Rowana here. And everything should be stabilized now. And the reason why we didn't push this Spirit Eye Celine is because we don't want to give her anti-crit. Imagine a world where Remnant Violet doesn't crit, SSV doesn't crit, Rand doesn't crit, and then she just never counters and lifesteals. That would be really bad. But nonetheless, we're going to put a barrier up since there is going to be some front-loaded damage coming in on the Celine. We do have lifesteal, of course, but if we can keep her at 100% HP at all costs, that would be ideal. 10.6k HP on the Sylvian Sage. And we crit. Nice. And what artifact is she on? Nothing yet. We don't know if she's on Chatty or anything yet. So let's see. Is this a standard lifesteal Rylet? No injury? Yes. So I'm assuming it is just a standard Rylet. And we are definitely going to want to target the Ran first, because the Ran is really the only one that's going to give us some problems, because he could strip off all of our buffs, and that would not be ideal. And we still haven't seen the Ran artifact, so it could potentially be RNL. So I'm a little bit worried that the Ran is going to RNL here. Because if he S1s into S3 RNL, that could be kind of bad. Okay, so he's no RNL proc, that's fine. So the Ran's not technically dead yet, so we're just gonna finish him off here with the Celine. And now we have enough souls. And if we hit the Rylet, there's a chance that he goes for a second turn, so we want to just go for the Sylvian Sage here. We let Celine hit, and we don't hit, so the Rylet is going to be able to rip an S3 off from the 5 focus stack, and it goes into the Rowana, so that's fine. Even if it went into the Celine, it would have been okay as well, so this team was extremely safe nonetheless. And yeah, I'm just going to hit the Sylvian, because now I'm going to want to Soul Burn S1 into the Remnant Violet here. And we're going to want to press S3. And we're going to let Celine just do the work. Now obviously I think I was expecting for there to be some tighter speed tuning from this defense. Maybe to have, like, you know, Sylvian Sage go first into Ran S3 with a fast Rylet following, but maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm expecting a bit too much out of them. But yeah, as I mentioned in the introduction, if you guys know anyone from this guild, or if you are from this guild, we would love to hear. Like, are you guys looking to push for Hall of Fame? Are you not? Because you guys are a very strong guild. Like we like Talentless as a whole. Like we've been kind of talking about it, and we do really respect this guild, and we don't take these guys lightly. So we'd love to hear back from you guys if you guys do watch. But anyways, we are slowly but surely gonna whittle this person, Sylvian Sage, down. The stun is very good for us here. I still don't know what artifact she's on actually, so I'm probably gonna have to watch the recording back. But we'll see.
What a thrilling victory.
Oh, excuse me. Well, that's the win, so moving over into round 2. Alrighty, so for the second battle of today, we're going to be hitting Daifu, and we're going to be running Bellion, Celine, and the Karina. So on Pillis, we're going to be running a protection set on Proof of Valor, as you can see on screen, and we're going to be running Rowana on a Celestine with speed and immunity, just so the immunity allows us to not get provoked by the Bellion. And Ed's going to be on Sigrid Scythe, just so that we have some extra, I guess, survivability. And we're basically just going to have the Ed run into the Karina, Karina run into the Ed, and Ed's just going to kill everything off slowly but surely. And for round 2, it's Ran, Milim, and Savior Aiden. So I'm going to be running T Crozet so that we can have a Dark Bait for the Aiden on Holy Sack in case it gets one shot and it's a fast Aiden with Gab. And we have Destina in the back for the positioning because we want to make sure that the Milim cannot one-shot Destina. And we have 340 F-res, so I don't think this Ran's going to be able to death break us. But nonetheless, our third unit is going to be Shu on Symbol of Unity so that we can hopefully hit Aiden a bit easier. And because the Milim is going to get some evasion, we will need to have that present. But I am not a huge believer in using Shu on offense, and I believe we've actually banned Shu on offense for a long time, but maybe this is the one time we actually are able to use her. So shout out to Red if you watch this. Hopefully Shu works. So alright, let's go. Alright, so the Bellion is moving first, so I'm assuming it's a high effectiveness Bellion. So it lands on the Pillis. We actually hit the Celine, which is good, but unfortunately we didn't provoke her or anything. Now we are going to need to take the speed screenshot in just a second. Here we have it. Boom. And since do we need S3? I don't think so. We're just going to hit the Karina here. So it's Helag Lance Bellion. It's a very interesting cook. Interesting. And we resisted? What is happening? Okay. So we missed on the Karina, unfortunately. It is what it is. I wonder why he's running Halag Lance. Is it... It's not on injury, it's speed build, so what is the reason? Huh. I'm very curious what he was actually trapping. But whatever. So Rocket Punch Gauntlet's been confirmed. Now we can basically... we can't kill this Celine. We gotta wait the barrier out. Does he proc S2? He does not. So now we're gonna want to S3 on Rowan to stabilize a bit, since our Ed HP is getting a bit low. And if you guys watch this, someone comment, or someone leave a comment in how long you think that I took to set up this team. It definitely took a while, so put your guess down below. We're just gonna keep hitting the Karina, I guess. And eventually we strip the barrier off Celine so that we can tap and kill her. And then once she's dead, we can then focus everything else, pretty much. So there's the S2 proccing. I'm gonna just cleanse it off with the Pillis. If you don't know, S3 Pillis on specialty change does cleanse a debuff. And we actually provoke Karina, which means they don't have F-res, which we should probably include in the report that we provide to the guild. And we just basically, yeah, so it's high effectiveness Bellion. The Bellion keeps stripping us, so it's definitely high effectiveness Bellion. Celine goes again. That's totally fine.
I will protect them.
So now I'm just going to try to provoke lock this Celine. Beautiful. And we're just going to brute force down this Celine since she doesn't have immortality or her buff up. And we... Oh! Whoops. I did not realize we had S3 up. But at least this kills, so it's fine. Okay, there's the equivalent exchange. Celine is dead. Perfecto. I'm actually just gonna run it into the Bellion here. I think hindsight, Aureus Pillis might have made more sense. Just because mitigation for Ed, since he's my win condition, would have made more sense. But I was a little bit worried that it was like injury Bellion with Spirit Eye Celine being like full damage on like Dust Devil or something. But I guess it's fine. I guess it worked out.
I'm here for you.
So, yeah, this is gonna take a while to hit this Karina, I guess. And, let's see. S2, do we hit? We do hit. Beautiful. We S1. S1 instead of S3 just so that we can try to get some dual attacks off to finish it off sooner than later. And she's dead. Perfect. And for round 2, Sword of Cycling Seasons in Toggle Hell Ancient Book, so this is not a trap. Ah, man. I was really expecting them to set up traps. I was very excited for that, but I guess not today. So we procced. He def broke my... He def broke my shoe, which means I should push shoe. Aiden's gonna put invincibility for the Millum, which is fine, I guess. So I'm just gonna drop the whale. Actually, no, I don't want to drop the whale. Because if I drop the whale... Or what am I saying? I mean the teddy bear. If I drop the S3, he gets attack buff. Sword of Cycling Seasons one-shots my Trozet. Okay, no, we shouldn't do that. So instead, we're just gonna go for the Ran, since this is 9k HP. S2? No S2 proc. And we should live, which we do. I'm gonna top up the Destina here with as much HP as possible since the Millum's gonna be coming in with damage. Now, I don't think she's gonna be able to one-shot, obviously, through the T-Crozet, but, you know, I just want to make sure she has as much HP as possible. So, Ran, any RNL? No RNL. Interesting. And now I'm very interested. Like, what is the build? Alright, so now I guess we could drop the whale. Yeah, we can drop the whale. We can get our Elbrus activated here. Rand's dead. Millen's almost dead. And counterattack is nice. And then we S1 again. Now she's 2 turns off, so I'm just gonna push myself. We still have Holy Sack on T-Crozet, so it's not anything too concerning at the moment. Do we proc? Do we S2 and kill? Yes, we do. Shout out to Higa, by the way. He's the one that runs Shu on Symbol. So shout out to Higa. Alright, perfect. So round 2 is completed, or second battle, over and into the third. For our third and last battle today, we're going to be hitting Conquer Lilius, Karina, and Shu. So on screen you'll be seeing Shadow Knight Pillis on protection set with Proof of Valor, just so that we can have as much tank as possible, and we'll be tanking all the damage with the dual attacks from Conquer Lilius. For the 2 other units, Destina you'll see on screen now on Guardian Ice Crystals. Basically, we're just here to make sure that the Death Break doesn't stick onto our Pillis and die. And additionally, her S2 will be really good to push the Alencia so that we can kill the Shu off faster than later. And then Alencia is on a standard injury penetration build, as you've seen a million times before. For the second team, we're going to be fighting Amid, Aiden, and Mercedes. So we're going to be running Dark Corvus, as you can see on screen now, on Proof of Valor, with just as much HP and bulk as possible. Roanna's going to be on Celestine for some supplemental healing, and because there's Meru on the field. And then Ruel's going to be here just in case the Meru and Aiden one-shots the Dark Corvus. We're going to be able to bring him back at full HP and use an S3. Basically, one of the Soul Weavers is going to remove the skill now that's granted from the Amid, and Dark Corvus will S3 them one by one, and everything should be fine. And as long as everything goes according to plan, it should be good to go. So let's go ahead. Alright, so it's Conquer Lilius on Music Box, Noble Oath on the Karina, and Snow Crystal on the Shu, I believe.
I'll make you kneel before me.
And push back. Let's see if the Karina Death breaks our Pillis here. And it looks like it does not. So I could go for an S3, but I want to wait for the Shu anti-crit and immunity to come up. So I'm actually just going to go for the Karina here. So we do actually land a Death Break, but we need to remember that Noble Oath basically means she gets a lot more ER as she goes down in HP. So I'm going to actually push the Destina down. Or sorry, I mean the Alencia down. I totally forgot to take the speed. My bad. My bad to whoever follows up. My bad. So Shu goes, and now Alencia, we're just gonna rip S3 to get defense buff up, and also hopefully strip the crit and anti-crit and immunity from the Shu. We do a bunch of damage onto the Karina as well, and we're gonna, oh, unfortunately we don't cut since she has speed buff, but this should kill, I think, or at least very close to it. Pretty close. Now, I know I said that I would be killing Shu, but since we landed Death Break on the Karina, we might as well just go for her, right? And she's not really sticking any defense breaks at the moment. And now she's going to do an S1, S1, S2. Could be a lot of damage coming in on the Pillis. I'm going to press S3 here. I want to top off the Pillis just in case Silius duels Karina and Death breaks my Pillis here. And then Shu S2s and kills. That would be really bad. So let's just top her off, and we're good, it looks like. Beautiful. Alright, so let's just kill off the Karina here. And when she's dead, we can then just hard focus the Shu. Oh wow, she's still not dead. She's really hanging on to a thread right here. So I'm just going to S1 to finish her off so that we get rid of the chance of Death Breaks.
Scar those in our way with destruction and fear.
And S1. Does she S2? She doesn't. She S2 is here. So it's really important that we have as much bulk on the Pillis as possible. Otherwise, this can be kind of risky. But honestly, I think it's fine. We push the Alencia here. We should take a turn before the Conquer Lilius, I believe. Yes, perfect. So now we're just going to kill off the Shu. And we're good. And I know a lot of people were saying that my mic quality, or sorry, the mic volume is still not loud enough. So hopefully with the fact that I'm bringing the mic a bit closer, it kind of helps with that. But let me know in the comments below if it's loud enough, please. But anyway, we're just going to slowly but surely work this down. And hopefully we can just one-shot this if we death break. Okay, we didn't death break. If we have Destina S2 available, then let's just push down. But I think it's not available at the moment. Music box, don't give continuous heal. Perfect. And I'm just gonna push the Pillis. For no reason. We S1, hopefully land death break. There it is. We're gonna S3 to get a little bit of CR pushing up here. Okay. We didn't get the push, unfortunately. We S1. And it should be dead here. Perfecto. There was actually a lot of Ran Lilius Senya teams, but I didn't really want to show that. I think we've shown that enough. I want to go for some different towers. So aim it at 17.4k HP on Fan of Light and Dark, moving first. Does it push the Aiden or the Meru? It pushes the Aiden. He drops S3 in the Dark Corvus. A lot of damage. Definitely Sword of Cycling Seasons, I think, or I expect. It looks like it's not on Injury Mercedes. So let's just put S3 up on the Dark Corvus.
Free you from despair.
Now, because my Dark Corvus is not max HP, we're just going to use Ruel S2 to push him up to max HP. Or at least as close to max as possible. And Dark Corvus does get charged. Now, unfortunately, we were not able to remove the skill nullifier. But I expect that it will be okay. Or at least I hope it'll be okay with the Rowana pushing from S2. And we might proc Magic for Friends here. Yep, there it is. Okay, so now we're going to heal to full and we get pushed forward, which is perfect. Now I'm actually going to S1 on the Aiden. Because we've seen that the Aiden is like a very high damage Aiden on Sword of Cycling. So if I can get him out of the picture as soon as possible, Meru isn't really going to be a problem for us, right? Okay, perfect. So 15.8k, she's dead. Now the Aimed's gonna get the skill nulls back up for the Mercedes, and we just have to wait for the Dark Corvus to charge up and kill again. So I'm just gonna tap here, maybe... It's not counter either. That's very big damage though. That was a lot of damage. Provoke is nice. I think her S2 would have actually healed us more, but... Golly, that's a lot of damage from the Meru. I did not expect that much damage. Okay, so Aimid is going to be able to push again, which is a little bit annoying. So I'm actually going to S2 push my Rowana because I don't want her to die. And we could potentially proc Magic for Friends at some point too, right? So want to be prepped for that as much as we can. So the Roana's gonna, or sorry, the Mercedes is gonna press S3 here. Hopefully my Rowana cuts in front of the Dark Corvus so that I'm able to remove the skill nullifier.
I won't run anymore.
Oh no, if I S1 and proc Magic, I'm dead, right? What's the right play? Let me think about this for a second. If I S1 and I proc Magic, I'm dead. Like, I might literally die. I might die. If I S3, Dark Corvus S3 is useless. We don't get a turn. My Ruel will be able to cut in front, though. I think we don't greet it. Yeah, no. If I proc Magic for Friends, I will for sure die. The crit damage buff is massive there. Okay, we didn't proc it, but yeah, we're just gonna S1. I'd rather just play it safe. Because at least the Roana barrier is gonna allow us to tank the magic for friends pretty easily.
Step back.
And then we hit her again. We get a little bit more healing.
Glory be with us.
We guess we just kill the first life to remove the attack buff. Now I'm just gonna S3 into the Mercedes. Wow, that could have been bad, eh? If I just went autopilot and I just S1 and I proc magic for friends, I'm probably just insta dead there. So good thing I didn't screw that up. But this is gonna take a while, so perhaps I'll see you guys in a little bit, I guess.
Here I go. If you wish to fray, determination
Must
will be
be brave.
required.
I'm not afraid. There's still hope.
This world's existence no longer has any
This
value.
is just the beginning. May the light guide us. I'll help. Step back.
Let's go together. I will punish you with the strength of darkness.
Okay, so there it is. We just one-shot the Amid and we finish it off.
There's a reason.
Nice and clean today. Nice little 3-0. Alrighty guys, so that's gonna do it for today's Guild War video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy as always. And I guess as always, please consider dropping a like and comment below as it really helps me with the algorithm. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. We will be dropping Katie's Only episode 3 very soon as we get a few more clips. But nonetheless, what do you guys think about the profile cards? I actually haven't started one yet, so I'm kind of curious what ideas you guys might have. So if you guys think of any good ideas, please do leave it in the comments below. But, you know, until then, I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great weekend if I don't see you guys until then, and take care. Bye! By the way, whoever says that my outro is cringe, fuck you.